Star Citizen Alpha 3.20 has gone to Wave 1 and Wave 2 PTU. So they've done both waves simultaneously. This gives access to EVOCATI, 2 sets of the most active players, subscribers, as well as the top 2 levels of Concierge, Praetorian, and Legatus Navium. All those players have access to that build. The build is also not NDA'd, so we can actually talk about it, and we're going to go through the patch notes and have a bit of a chat. Please go check out my video tour of the Hull C and a quick look at Seraphim Station if you haven't already. Not everything is in this patch yet. Expect a few more features and certainly a load more bug fixes. We will be doing a separate video looking at the Arena Commander updates as well, because there's quite a lot to go over there, because they also contain master modes which are being tested. But anyway, in this patch, Seraphim Station. So this replaces Port Olisar and sort of brings all of the rest of the low orbit stations in line with each other. So there's proper hangars, cargo decks, shopping, stores, clinics, and hubs in that place. It looks a bit like Port Olisar, and it is much, much larger. There's a load of shops there, actually. In fact, I didn't want for anything. The Hull C's been added, which is a massive cargo ship. Really, really, really cool. It expands out. It flies around, it sells cargo, it buys cargo. And they've also got the automated cargo transfer and new cargo packing system. So Alpha 3.20 includes the addition of the new automated cargo transfer experience to the persistent universe for the Hull C. The existing cargo transaction system, which other ships will still use for this release, will instantly pop all of the purchased cargo into a ship, or instantly remove all sold cargo off the ship after the transaction has completed. The Hull C, however, requires a new experience where players, after buying or selling the cargo at a commodity kiosk, will be prompted to pick it up and drop it off at a loading area. To do so, the player retrieves their vehicle, then hails the location's cargo services to get assigned a loading area, similar to getting assigned a landing area from an ATC. After flying their ship to the loading area, they'll be prompted to stop moving and then extend the spindles of their ship. Once the ship is ready, cargo will then be added to the grid over 5 minutes or so, based on the amount of cargo that is being loaded or unloaded. Currently, boxes just pop into place. If the player moves or someone enters the area, the transfer will be interrupted until the disruption is addressed, or the loading area is eventually revoked. After transfer is completed successfully, the player will be prompted to leave the area, eventually getting a warning for impounding if you do not. It's actually a very quick sort of escalation there, and once you're finished, it's like only a few seconds before it goes, get out! We've also rewritten the cargo system for how cargo is placed into ships, all ships. Previous versions of the system only dealt with 1 SCU containers and could use fairly simple logic for placement or removal. They now have various size boxes being supported, so 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 24 and 32 size SCU boxes, as well as supporting various orientations of placement in the grid to work around grid obstructions. This also includes temporary tractor beam strength changes to support the small hand tractor beam, so temporarily you're going to be able to move all boxes with that. Cargo grids have also been extended to support non-cargo box attachments and also smaller mission handheld boxes, so pretty much everything will snap into a cargo grid now, which is really useful. There's the new missions, the illegal salvage cover-up missions. So this is a variation of salvage missions which will actually make you use your salvage ship a lot more readily. They're illegal missions which have you going to cover up the sort of identifying marks of a 9-tailed ship. So they want you to scrape the hull of the entire ship and remove the 9-tails paint job. You've only got a certain amount of time before security turns up, and if they turn up before you're finished, well, then you fail. And you'll be attacked at the location as well. Do it in time, and the tar pits will pay you handsomely for your efforts and your silence. Underground facility updates. Rastar is a tool which is used to quickly build points of interest on planet surfaces by combining pre-built modules together at a click of a button. They also change the way which mission locations are set up and streamed in. Essentially, they are the future of creating planetary locations. This update moves all the underground facilities to the new Rastar tool workflow. All underground facilities have been replaced in the same positions as they were previously, with the settings they previously had reapplied to them where appropriate. This means functionally the current locations should be no different than they were before on the mission side of things, and also art-wise they should be the same, barring some minor adjustments to the exterior layout of each location. So minor changes at this stage, but it's all been brought into the new system. Expect some more major updates later. There's some ground vehicle physics and vehicle handling improvements. So improvements to current ground vehicle movement parameters and simulation, allowing for more robust tuning and identity between various ground vehicles. AI ship difficulty rebalance. Until now, there's been a very small pool of ships available for use as AI in missions. With this new change, we've included every ship able to quantum travel into the mix for both criminals and civilians, though some that didn't make sense for criminals to have not been added, like the Cutlass Blue, for instance. This update includes a full AI ship rebalance of difficulties. Ships have been divided into difficulty bands, which have mainly been derived from large data sets based on PvP analytics. Finally, they've also made a new ship difficulty band of very high, which is now reflected in the very hard bounty and assassination missions there. Vaulting and mantling. So they've improved the ability to grab onto ledges while running, jumping, moving, being in mid-air. All that sort of stuff is now much more readily supported for grabbing onto ledges, basically. There's a mining, stability, and polish pass. They've updated easy anti-cheat. There are a huge amount of Arena Commander updates as well that we'll cover in another video, as they're testing things like master modes, and it's actually quite in-depth. Very briefly though, for those updates, so they've got a new front end, so basically the lobby and the game mode stuff for Arena Commander and Star Marine all in one place, really easy to use, bam, just sort of in there. There's new racetracks, there's in-atmosphere dogfighting map, Secure Base Korea and Jericho Station maps. They've updated Vandal Swarm and Pirate Swarm. Pirate Swarm has a new ending. Vandal Swarm has Infinite Wave Vandal Swarm modes. There's experimental modes, a master mode test, loads of game modes actually for experimental modes, Gun Rush, Tank Royale, Tank Team Battle, Single Weapon Elimination, Duel 2 Fury, 2 Furious, and a load of different achieves for all of those game modes as well. There's a good amount of major bug fixes here as well. So AI fixes for some of the derps and unresponsiveness that AI appear to have. NPCs appear to no longer be standing on chairs and tables, though I have seen some weird workouts into walls and doors. ASOP and ship spawns, lots of fixes there. Ships can land properly in hangars and shouldn't float away when they've landed. The star map should work more consistently. Quantum travel, there's been loads of fixes for that. Various things for traversal have been fixed, for trams and elevators and falling through floors. Fixes for the vehicle manager app and lots of mobiGlass stuff. Cargo should now be able to be sold more consistently, and various exploits have been closed. There are various major known issues still that they're working through, including things like not being able to respawn on a ship that's been streamed out, ships getting destroyed at ASOP terminals when you try and store them, lots of little issues with certain ships, like some of them not having atmosphere in certain areas or having a missing interaction, some performance drops in certain areas like Ghost Hollow, issues with underground facilities being streamed in and out when you're doing missions there. Trying to repair a ship sometimes charges you for the repair but doesn't repair you. Sometimes ASOP terminals say claim instead of retrieve, and some problems with sort of like inventories locking up. So still some major problems to work through. I'm hoping that we have got fixes either already there or on the way for Invisible Players and Desync. I don't believe 3.20 is planned to be released until late September, but it could be before. But they've got obviously about a month to go through this PTU phase and iron it out, and that's quite a while. I've only messed around with 3.20 Wave 1 and 2 PTU for about an hour or two now. I did have 130k during that time that I believe was a server crash. There is a load that we're going to be delving into through this PTU phase, a load of different things I want to show you, from different game modes in Arena Commander to checking out all of the different features that are in 3.20's Persistent Universe. Like we'll have a look at those new salvage missions. We'll take a look at underground facilities and some of how those missions actually feel there now. Anyway, I'd really like to know what you want to see with 3.20. Is there any particular content you want us to take a look at next? Are you excited by anything? Are you in Wave 1 or Wave 2 PTU? Are you playing in it now? Are you waiting for it to go live? Do you think you're going to be playing a load more Arena Commander with all of the updates there? Are you looking forward to Starfield? You're going to be playing that, then checking out 3.20 when it launches, and then maybe waiting until CitizenCon. Are you experiencing any major issues with the PTU now? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. For those of you that are keeping your eyes peeled, you will have noticed that the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is on sale again until the 8th of September. They are natively supported in Star Citizen, giving you precision, head and eye tracking that can help with immersion, as well as adding another level of control to your toolset. It's a cool piece of tech that you can use for streaming and seeing where your eyes are going, and loads of other games are supported too. Check out my links below to get one of those at discount. Are we alone in the universe? The truth is out there, but what if aliens visit Earth? But they're like monsters, and all they do is look through your internet history, judging you. laughing at you with all their alien friends, watching your every move live, and then they send like a million ads to you about alien products that you don't want, like those shoes and socks that have a gap between your big toes. No one needs that. But what you do need is nordvpn.com/BoredGamer, which helps you prevent that happening from the more real threat of humans doing the same. It encrypts your internet connection, hides your IP address and location, it has an inbuilt ad blocker, and also helps you gain access to region-based content. You should go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer and get a big ol' discount. You can also click the links below. Every month, we have a ship giveaway. For August, it's for a Crusader Mercury Star Runner with lifetime insurance. This medium-sized, well-armed cargo and data hauler is great for trying out a huge range of what Star Citizen has to offer, a perfect mission runner ship. To be in for a chance of winning, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details in the description below. There are some amazing people that help support the channel by clicking on the join button under my videos and becoming a channel member or becoming a Patreon with the links below. That helps keep the channel going and producing daily content. Please consider joining their ranks, but commenting, liking, subscribing, that all massively helps too. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the verse.